Hi, everybody. Nancy here. Welcome to day two. I got to thinking last night that since I named this channel Digital Journal Design, I better have at least one journal design very quickly. I should have started with yesterday, but I was in the mindset of I would just record what I do today, and that's what really and truly I plan to do. It's almost a plan with me, but it's more of a watch me do what I do every day kind of thing, or whenever I decide to record. And I really have got to get in the habit of recording everything I do because I do so many things, and then it's like, oh man, I got to do it again because I didn't record it. So first, I'm going to go ahead and create a journal a few ways. There's so many ways in Zoom Notes, it's incredible. But I'm going to do a couple of them, okay? So I'm going to go to a blank page here. Now, this uh, book right here is one that I got from Ware of Stockholm. I love, love, love her stuff. And she gives away a lot of free stuff if you go to her website. And I think this was one of the free things. I've paid for so many things, and I've um, gotten a few free things. So I want to go ahead and use this one. I like starting with a blank page without tabs on it. So if it has tabs, I will cover that up so that I don't have, because most times when I'm generating something like a calendar, it's going to create the tabs for me. So, but this first thing I'm going to do is just a journal. All it is just a journal with with dots on it. And generally, if you're coming to Zoom Notes, you probably already have a journal. And every journal you've ever purchased has a blank page as a demonstration. So if you start there, just go to that page and go ahead and make a copy of it. It's always a good idea to make a copy of your journal if you go out to the documents level, and I select that one. I'm just going to duplicate it so that if I make a mistake, heaven forbid, I won't mess up both of them. Okay. So if I click on that, open it back up. Now I'm on this page. I want to add dot grids on it. So I go to the table. Another beautiful thing about Zoom Notes is that it comes with tables. And I've got one saved that already is the saved version of it. No matter how big I draw my rectangle, it creates a perfect grid. Now, I probably need to up the opacity just so you guys can see it because it's hard for me to see it. If I go to border and do line opacity and just make the dots a little bit bigger. All right, so I've got that. Now I could turn off the outside rectangle, outside border, but I'm going to leave it. And I'm just going to select it, do a copy and paste. Let's see. I've got to change it to the selection tool. Copy. Copy. I can't tell if it did it. And I'm just going to double tap with my fingers because I like doing that to create the copy and put it in place on the left side. Now, all I need to do is over on the right under this menu bar right here. Now this can be several places. It can be up at the top. Usually that's probably the defaulted area, but I usually keep mine over here. It's a floating toolbar, so you can move it anywhere you want it. And if you look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, the two stacked things with the plus on it, that's a duplicate. So if I just click on that, now see, it made a duplicate, but what I did wrong and what I need to go ahead and fix, let me go back to the previous page. That was the one I just created. I want to go ahead and tell it where to turn the page. Right now it's turning the background as well. Well, you have to define the area that you want to actually turn. So I'm going to choose the edge of the paper, and I'm not going to go all the way to the outside of the edge because in my mind it's pages, stacks of pages to the right and stacks of pages to the left. So I don't want to get all the pages. They're not all going to turn at the same time. And I want to make it so that my little red diamonds on the see, when I select it, I want those diamonds to line up with the fold of the book. And that's okay, that's there. So if I go to the gear now, and I go down to gear on the right side of the page, I want to set selected, and I'm not real sure what the word's supposed to be there. Let's see. Rectangle. Okay, so that's what that word is. Selected rectangle. Okay, so I just select that, and it's going to turn on the center, and I do done. Now when I create the next, and I can delete that rectangle now. It's done its thing. I can go ahead and get rid of that. Delete. Got to select it. Delete. Now when I create the new pages just by clicking on the duplicate, it's going to turn on the right place. No matter how many I add, it's going to turn on the right place. Now if I accidentally hit the plus with the right arrow to it, I go to the right. See, it loses that setting for where to turn. See, if I do it again, watch what happens to the background. Okay, not good. So if I go back to the last place it was doing it right, and I also don't have the grid anymore. Did you see that? If I go to the pages that I just created, they don't have the grid. So I need to go back to one of the previous ones that is right and duplicate again. So as I'm going, I'm creating pages in my journal as I go. And they're not affecting the tabs. If there were tabs there, it's not being affected. So now I have created, there's a total of 13 pages. I have a few more that were behind where I started. Okay, so if I go back, here are all the different, so you can do it within the document. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Even though there were some already there, I can still add pages anytime, and I can change where the turning is if I decide I don't like it's turning right there, you know. See, like right now it's turning, I'm catching the edge of my table, my dot grid. It's not hitting just exactly right. So I could go back and you have that open so that I can see where I want it. Go ahead and draw my thing again, my shape, and I'm going to get it to the right of the rectangle and try to line up those dots, the red diamonds in the middle, so that it lines up with the fold in the book. Okay, I've got it selected. Now I go to the gear again. Now I need to clear the page turn area that already existed and set it again and do done. Now I'm going to delete this just because it's in the way. And if I go to the next page, it's turning in the right place. Better. All right, that's it. Well, heck, I started this video off saying that I was going to do at least a couple ways. I said a few, but I'm going to do another one just one more, I forgot. And I stopped it after doing it one way. Well, let me do another quick way. All right. So I'm in the middle of this journal and I've got 13 pages, and I decide that I want to add, let's say, you know what? I'm gonna start. No, I'm not. I'm gonna add tabs to it. I decide I want to have tabs. All I have to do is click on the little I down at the bottom. See, it says add extra tabs. If I tap on that, it adds tabs to it. So now when I turn the page, if I go to the next page, well, my pen. Okay, y'all are gonna have to get used to my pen getting down to 0. I need a new one, but you know that's $100, and so I just fight it, and it only takes a second to charge up enough that it'll go until I'd finish the video. So, see, watch, if I just snap it back on, see, it's already got 4% again. So anyway, so if I go to the next page, it is going to the next page. The problem is when you do that, the tab thing, that add tabs, it's not doing anything to them. It doesn't create any links. If I tap, you can usually see when there's, oh, there was a, yeah, it is. Where are they going? If I tap on 4, oh, duh, Nancy, I've got to get my traveling tool. So it is turning to the number, but notice it's lost its center turn. It's turning all the background with it. So now I've got to do it again. Let me look and see what I've got here. I think what it did was automatically created pages at the end of the document. Whenever I added the tabs, it added the tabs at the end. So pages 14 through 21 is what I need to set. So if I go back and it doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm on page 17, but 14 is what I need to remember. So if I draw my shape again, and I'm wondering, yeah, I'm not gonna turn the tabs. That's one of the things about creation. Most of the time, the tabs don't move from one side to the other. Now I'm trying to get that diamond in the right place. So it's not going to turn the tabs. There is a way to turn the tabs, and I'll show you that in a minute. But if I go here, go back to the gear, and I set selected and do done. Now if I go to the selection menu, I haven't done this yet, and I want to copy properties to pages, and I'm going to copy the 3D page turning that I'm using right now on this page to selected pages, and I said 14 through 21. 14 through 21 and do copy. So from 14 to 21, it's going to turn on those pages. Let me delete that. Let's see if this worked. Fingers crossed. Okay, that's page 18. If I go back, 17, 16, 15, I should have started sooner. Oh no, see, I lost my turn. Where are all these pages coming from? There they are. Okay, okay, there it is. It's turning again correctly. All right. All right, now let's suppose that I'm on page 5. And this time I'm going to do like a Dutch door. So I'm going to add another, and you can start with a clean page, but I'm going to do it in the middle of the document. So I add a rectangle and say this is where I want the Dutch door to appear. And I want it to have a drop shadow. So I need to take that shape and create a drop shadow for it. Go to the shape. I hope this works. And do drop shadow. Okay. And now I'm going to get off of that. Go to the selection menu. And I think I'm going to, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to turn that to clear because I'm afraid that that black is going to stay there if I don't. So I want the drop shadow. I want a slight border. I'm just going to give it a tan border. Turn that on. And then go to the fill and turn off the fill. I wanted to use the little tan border just so you could see that it looks like there's pages there. Now at this point I'm going to go back to the selection menu and that's not the selection menu. I've got to close that out. Select selection menu and go to the menu bar, and I'm going to add tab pages. It's under page. If I click on that, I tell it how many pages that are tabs that I want, and I think I want 5. And then I tell it what title I want labels on it, and click on labels, and I'm going to just do a numbered label. Okay, and do save and do create. Now I have just created like a little Dutch door in the middle of my document. And my tabs aren't moving. You know what? I bet I turned that function off. So let me go to another page. Well, I have to keep going. That's actually an option, and I selected it earlier when I was playing. Add tab pages. And tab, see, it's right there under, well, here, I'll just show you. See that? I have to toggle that on. So that surprised me when my tabs weren't turning. So I turned that on. Now I do create. Oops, I forgot. I always forget something. I forgot to draw my rectangle. But that's okay. You see what happens. If I go to the next page, see that tab turns. Now if I go back here and I do it again because I forgot to put the shape, move it over to so it's centered, turn off the fill, turn on the drop shadow, and let's see the border on that second to lightest color, then go to style and change it to drop shadow. And now I go back to the selection menu, go to pages, Add tab page, create. Now when I turn it, see, that's what I was hoping for. Now every time you do that, you're actually creating a whole new page to your document. So we've grown to 33 pages here. See, if I go up here, you can see the new pages that were created. If you look close, you can see where the tabs are. It's harder to see like this. Let me go to this one. See how the numbers are changing? But there's a new page for every new tab that you create. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Y'all have a great day here. Bye.